In the pre-dawn stillness of an emergency dispatch center, the air is thick with a quiet hum of machinery. It's a space built for crisis, yet for a moment, all is calm. Then, a sound slices through the quiet. A 911 call. A man's voice, strained and urgent, cuts across the static. He sounds breathless, his words tumbling out in a desperate rush.
Yes, I'm in the middle of a field.
The dispatcher, a professional trained for chaos, leans in, struggling to make sense of the fragments. The caller's location is unclear, his situation even more so.
I ran into somebody. I need the cops.
The line is a torrent of panicked phrases, a puzzle missing most of its pieces. Each word is punctuated by ragged breaths, painting a picture of pure terror. It is the night of August 8th, 2013, in the vast, empty expanse of West Texas. The oppressive heat of the day still hangs heavy in the air, clinging to the asphalt and the dry earth. On a desolate stretch of U.S. Route 277, a man has vanished. His truck, out of gas, sits abandoned by the roadside. This man was Brandon Lawson. He was 26 years old, a father of 4, a common-law husband. He worked the oil fields, a life of hard labor under an unforgiving sun. That night, he was just a man trying to get home. But somewhere in the darkness, something went terribly wrong. After that fragmented call for help, Brandon Lawson was never seen or heard from again. The night of August 8, 2013, had not started with such high drama. For Brandon Lawson, a 36-year-old father of 4, it began as an ordinary evening that would soon take an irreversible turn. It began, as many domestic disputes do, with an argument. Brandon Lawson and his common-law wife, Ledessa Lofton, had a disagreement that escalated. To cool off, Brandon decided to leave. According to Ledessa, Brandon left their San Angelo home around 11:53 p.m. He intended to drive to his father's house in Fort Worth, a journey he'd made many times before. The nearly 4-hour drive along the dark, lonely stretches of West Texas Highway was familiar territory. A routine departure, masking the strange and terrifying events that were about to unfold. Just 37 minutes after leaving home, his 2006 Ford F-150 sputtered and died on a desolate patch of U.S. Route 277. He had run out of gas. At 12:30 a.m., stranded and alone, he called his brother Kyle for help. Kyle, along with his girlfriend and their child, quickly agreed to bring a gas can to Brandon's location. The plan was simple. Brandon was to wait by his truck for their arrival. But Brandon did not wait. For reasons that remain a mystery, something compelled him to leave the relative safety of his vehicle. The police report would later note the abandoned truck was left partially obstructing a lane of traffic, its keys still inside, a silent testament to a night that had gone horribly wrong. The 911 call is the Rosetta Stone of this mystery, cryptic and incomplete. Around 12:50 a.m., his voice reached the Coke County Sheriff's Office.
Yes, I'm in the middle of a field. A state trooper is over here. I ran into somebody. We're out here going towards Abilene on both sides.
The sentences are fragmented, disjointed. He sounds as if he's running, breath in ragged bursts. He mentions needing the cops. He's been chased through the woods. Asked if he'd been in a wreck, he replied,
No, I ran out of gas.
The audio is a haunting document of fear. He seems to be talking to someone else, or himself.
Got the first guy.
The official search began in the pre-dawn hours of August 9th, centered on the abandoned pickup truck. The deputy who first found it had already conducted a preliminary sweep of the immediate roadside, finding nothing out of the ordinary. But as the sun rose, the true scale of the challenge became brutally clear. This was West Texas backcountry, a vast, unforgiving landscape. Harsh mesquite and thorny brush formed impenetrable thickets, while countless private ranch fences created a maze of access issues for the growing search party. This was a place where a person could easily get lost or be hidden. The effort quickly grew into a massive, multi-agency operation. Law enforcement established a command post, mapping out systematic grid searches that radiated outward from the truck. Alongside them, determined friends and family fanned out, their boots kicking up dust as they scoured the land. They looked for any sign: a scrap of clothing, a footprint, a discarded object. Drones and helicopters with thermal imaging flew low, But the rising sun was already warming the ground, erasing any potential heat signatures from the night before. K9 units picked up a promising track leading away from the highway, but the scent soon vanished in the dry, windswept terrain. Every potential lead seemed to evaporate under the oppressive Texas heat. After days of exhaustive searching, the outcome was maddening. No body, no clothing, no wallet, no phone. Brandon Lawson had simply vanished. In the vacuum of evidence, speculation has flourished. 3 prevailing theories have taken hold. Theory 1. The elements or an accident. Disoriented, he fled, fell, or was caught in brush and succumbed. It fits the lack of foul play evidence, but not the terror in his voice. Theory 2. Foul play. He may have run into somebody. Perhaps an illicit scene he wasn't meant to see. It explains panic, but lacks proof. Theory 3. Intentional disappearance. Pressures mounting. But the 911 fear sounds genuine. Years have passed. The case remains open but cold. Sleuths still listen. Family still hopes. Small events can spiral into fear and uncertainty.